Welcome back, everyone, to episode 20 of Determined Exterminators. And as we are closing to the end of the mid game, we are looking to increase in territory. And the last war was against the Evangelizing Zealots, which was successful, and pretty much there was no real competition from their side. And our next target is going to be the dwarves, the space dwarves, going to weaken them and expand towards their territory. We are constantly in need to expand since we are border locked. So every time we will finish colonizing and building infrastructure on our current planets, we will always look for an opportunity to expand. So let's see how our economy is doing. So Ithara Prime was our a planet we captured from just a moment. We captured from the Evangelizing Zealots, and it's going to be entirely focused on production of energy since it has two Batharian stone. That planet had a big role in getting us out of this horrible energy models we previously experienced. Other than that, we've got some nice robotic templates now, so we have a better economy in terms of pops. Pops are more specialized now to work certain resources, and yeah. So let's see if we can get some infrastructure going on those planets. I don't want to give them to the sector because I want this planet to be specifically tailored for energy production. I don't want some random stuff that sectors sometimes like to put. So we're going to manually work it. Let's get going. Energy workers. Speed multiple. We should get. I should delete this old template since it's just taking space. And gonna override. I think those mineral nodes. Actually, now we can use them for mining. And we're gonna put researchers here. It's a shame to override the science nodes with two resources. I usually don't like overriding them. So I'm gonna build science stations over here and another energy worker over. It's already queued up. Let's queue up some buildings. I always forget the right click. I should really get used to that. It's really helpful. Just no need to click build. Just right click on a tile and click your building. Okay, so this planet has been all queued up. This one still has some work to do. We've got some debris to clear, but this is going to be a potential a science planet that is focused on science. We're going to build it to customize it by ourselves. We're not gonna give it to the sector. And yeah. So the thing he has redevelopment. It's going to be interesting if we actually replaced spatial buildings from the Evangelizing Zealots. Just gonna make sure it didn't, because those give some good unity paths. And I think it did. Yeah. Okay, that's really unfortunate. Yeah, I think it was there. He just replaced that. Yep. That sucks. Okay. Right, so I think we should just turn off redevelopment. Just so we won't replace special buildings, because I see that was kind of wasn't fixed, but it's not a big deal. Our naval capacity is soon getting to its limits, so we need to increase our anchorage count. Okay, so and our minerals are a bit low. Okay, so battleships are ready now. Yeah, we probably won't field them, or maybe field a very small number, mostly because they're extremely expensive to produce and maintain, and our mineral economy currently doesn't really allow it. But let's see what we have. So we have battleship hull points, corvette hull points. This is important. This is a rare tech that doesn't pop very often, so we're gonna definitely go for this one. Battleship hull points, not that crucial. It's also fairly common tech. It will come back around. Let's get advanced corvette hulls. This is more important. And science corvettes are really the bread and butter of our list. So any boost to performance they will get, it's going to have a big impact on combat outcome. This is like, I think this is the first time that I haven't encountered any fallen empire. Like, I think I started the game with 3 of them. So I guess this entire, they are just clustered over here. I guess there's 1 over here and 2 over there. And yeah, so if they're gonna awaken, they're gonna rain some havoc on those empires, but they will be far from us. Okay, so the next one we're gonna pick, the next tradition is machine modification point. Further increase it by 1. This will give us better customization. Oh, I missed one. Missed one energy plant here. So those cats are still alive for now. Actually, they should go extinct in 4 months. Wow, this rivalry spam between the Mordor split factions. Right, so since we research battleships, let's talk a bit about battleships in general. Okay, so battleships has a slightly better role now in 2.0. Previously, I didn't really like deploying them, but now they can dish some good damage against cruisers, which and even destroyers to a certain degree with a good tech. So the biggest problem, at least in my opinion, is the lack of accuracy. The problem with battleship is that, like cruisers, they also carry large weapons, but they don't have the computers to cover their poor tracking that large weapons tend to have. Instead, you get only access to 2 computers, line and artillery. So they have weapon range is really not really useful, honestly. Don't really feel any difference in weapon ranges, so I don't like this stat. I generally don't like artillery combat computers. And advanced combat computers gives them chance to hit instead. So this is nice. And once this gets upgraded and they get better sensors, they can hit things not really reliably, but with a good percentage, even up to destroyers. So this is something, and they are very tanky. They have lots of hull points, and yeah, and they can also be customized into close range roles, which is something that wasn't possible in what's it called in the previous versions. Paradox tweaked their section balance, and it's now much more flexible than before. So, for example, if you want, you can customize your battleship to act more like a super cruiser, or just give it even some small weapons. For example, at this stage of the game, battleships are going to face other battleships mostly. This is where large weapons are mostly excel, but we want them more to focus on against smaller targets like corvettes and destroyers. So we want as much medium weapons as possible, and small weapons. Autocannons would be perfect. So you can pick 2 medium weapons at the backside. This will give us just give us 2 medium slots instead of the large one, which is good. And the artillery bow, we get a very nice section of 2 small weapons, 1 medium and 1 large, which is very decent. And in the medium slot, we have several options. So large slots are really not interesting right now. So artillery core is right now not really attractive. So broadside core is nice. It gives you 2 extra medium slot weapons. Hunger core is even better. The problem with Hunger Core is that see, this hunger slots aren't really useful right now. Fighter aircraft are kind of weak, and they for some reason they don't do any damage. They just suck really, and it's a real shame because otherwise that would make for an excellent close range aircraft carrier. So we're gonna go with broadside core, and we can start filling it up. So for close range weapons, we're gonna have two autocannons. And for large weapons, we're gonna pick the most accurate weapons possible. So railguns are a bad choice in general. Their accuracy is just terrible. They have 75 base accuracy. So for they are just a bad choice for dealing kinetic damage for battleships, especially since they don't have the tracking to cover up those tracking penalties. Instead, we're going to use either laser weaponry or neutron torpedoes, which has both excellent base accuracy. Let's say we're going to take three proton launchers. Both proton launchers and lasers as 90% accuracy and 5 tracking. Both are very good. Both are excellent choice. And for medium weapons, we're going to pick medium railguns, which has well, better tracking at least. You can also actually pick lasers. You just go with lasers, and yeah, we can mix some railguns in. I think. Let's see. The tracking from sensors should help a bit. I mean, unlike large slots, they have proper tracking, and they should get some buffs for another more chance to hit from the computer line series. So this will put railguns into medium railguns at least. They should perform very well. We can place several of them over here. Just make a nice mix. And I think we have, yeah, that should do. So we have plenty of energy weapons, a nice mix of kinetic weapons for all ranges. Against cruisers and targets that don't have a lot of evasion, the battleship will have some decent chances to hit. And yeah, now we just need to max up our things. I prefer, since battleships themselves aren't going to get focused a lot in space combat, they will only get fire for modern battleships as priority. In general, they tend to be the least focused ships. So I like to instead give them more accuracy and firepower instead of more survivability. So we're going to give them further increase their accuracy by using auxiliary fire control, further increase the accuracy of their guns, and we could just make a nice balanced. We could just make a nice and balanced loadout in terms of defensive modules. For a name, we can call them Bastion. Why not? There we go. This is an early design for cruisers that is built at engaging medium targets like destroyers and cruisers. Can tackle all the early game battleships with this. Medium weapons and small weapons work perfectly fine against majority of targets except corvettes. And yeah, that's pretty much an all-rounded battleship that can tackle anything early on with less good against corvettes, but again, you have other ships that good at this job. We have destroyers and other corvettes to deal with this. So yeah, so there you go, and we can see if we'll see if we can produce some. I mean, you can just look at the upkeep. The upkeep is almost 20 minerals per battleship. This is insane. If we produce like 2-3 battleships, our mineral economy is gone. So unfortunately, unless it's like we properly expanded or we have some very solid minerals, we can't afford lots of battleships. So this is the big minus really, is that the upkeep is just absolutely insane. But I think I can mix one or two of them into one of the fleets. And yeah, you could also okay. So we wiped out all the remaining cats, and we can use this, and we can use this planet to make it for mineral production, since I think we have already some dedicated science and energy production planets. Let's make one for mining, since we are slightly falling behind now, and we will fall even harder if we will construct battleships. So use some mining stations. No, this. God damn it. Must get used to right click. Okay. Gonna get some researchers over here. And I'm out of minerals. Okay. So, in the meantime, let's see what we can do if we can improve our templates. Let's go to view species, and those Nix energy workers are outdated, and after you're finished upgrading all your machines to a better version, you can simply go to modify template and delete this design, clear up some clutter, and you're left with the most updated designs. So let's see if we can modify something here. Now, something that would be really decent actually to get, especially for machine empires, is the enhanced memory, right? So leader level cap is increased by 2. This will increase your leader effectiveness across the board, from science to better scientists, to better admirals, to better ground invasion commanders. But the best thing about it is that machine leaders, like, they are immortal. They don't die. So you don't have this like organics that a good, even if you have the best admiral, eventually it will just die because of old age. So machine empires they have a very slim chance at being malfunctioned and destroyed. But I think so far we had only one occurrence when that happened, and that was when a scientist died. But it's so rare, and this leader level cap is just so good. It makes such a big difference in your both research and combat. So it's something we want to have on all our pops. So we're gonna update our templates. Let's call it Mark 2. The K should be with a small letter. Okay. And I will try to apply it to everything. But so robot build speed is something we can give up for now. It's not really that crucial. Let's call it X minor 2. Okay, and finally for researchers, I'm gonna template. So build cost reduction. Go. We can pick one more. Robot build speed. Consumer good cost. Sure, later boosting for minerals. Why not? I'm just gonna give it another name since they have the identical name with the previous version. Update template. So now we just need to update our current templates into the new species, and this is going to take some time, although the fact that we picked the ascension per age of machine is going to cut this time drastically. So let's apply first of all an energy worker Mark II template to all our energy workers. There we go. It's actually not going to take some time. I mean, it's not going to take a long time. 26 months. This is the first stage. Be nice to get some technology to clear all those debris. Get some science stations over here. Get some more researchers. Where's my researchers? Mark II. I think I'm just gonna override most of the styles, just to make it pure science. I think maybe just keep those two slot styles, and just override the rest. Wars. Oh, I mean, I right clicked it by mistake. My bad. Okay, another artifact. It's nice. Okay, let's cancel this old version. Actually, we should cancel all those. But why can't I cancel those robots? Interesting. Oh, there we go. I just need to manually click it. Let's cancel those queued robots and build their updated version. Okay, so miners mark 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, just gonna make it. I'm gonna override this energy tile and override this as well. Just gonna put one researcher here. Okay, perfect. So this is going to be a mining station. This is going to be a research station. And this is going to be a mining station as well. Okay, so this planet is good to go. We can give it back to our sector. We should also queue up, requeue our updated pops into this planet. Is there a shortcut for canceling pops, I wonder, because I don't know about one. And this one is okay. So researchers mark 2. It's 1, 2, say 3. Then we have miners. 1, 2, and that's it. Now we get energy workers updated. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Okay, so this is set. I think we can give it to our sector as well. Okay. Speed things up a bit. Right, so once this number have been stabilized, can we drain from our sectors? Yeah, we can drain our sectors, so we don't even need to wait. We can just, there we go. Alright, so we are now declaring war on the dwarves, which has defensive pact with the robots, which will pretty much demolish them. They have no chance at recovering. And they have a defensive pact with rock servitors, which are completely away from our borders. So those dwarves are pretty much by themselves. We will now declare war and commence purification. That's interesting because the dwarves are in war with those birds empire and they are already taking territory. So we have a nice race for territory, and you can see that the fanatic purifiers are gone. They lost their last planet over here. The dwarves just captured all of them. They just took them all. And we have a woven fleet right in our borders. Okay, this sucks. They use battleships. We're gonna send our own fleet, meet them. That was unexpected, honestly. Okay, so Alpha Fleet is going to intercept the Dwarven fleet, and Beta Fleet is going to invade enemy territory. Just gonna make sure we're sending our transport ships with Beta Fleet. Okay, here we go. Just need to take this Dwarven fleet out before it causes too much damage. I didn't even see it. Why is it? I don't understand why it's even in my territory. That is really weird. But anyway, we're going to intercept it. We should be faster since they use battleships. So their fleets are relatively slow compared to us. Okay, this has been... So we should be able to catch up to them eventually. All right, so first target for conquest, I think it's going to be right for their capital. Going to go straight for their capital, and this is the shortest way to get there. Then we're gonna clear up those planets, and we're probably gonna reconquer those planets that they took from the fanatic purifiers. But taking their capital is going to be the biggest prize, as it's well developed and it's usually the best planet to take. Lots of high tier stuff. Okay. Right, there we go. We've managed to catch them, so this is going to be. There's the neutron torpedoes going at long range. And the neutron torpedoes, they just a little something. This is why cruisers are just really good at destroying destroyers. You saw that they ignored the enemy cruisers and battleships and bombarded the destroyers, despite the destroyers being like in the second line. They weren't in the front, so destroyers took some heavy beating from immediately from our cruisers. So now they will get less focus because the enemy cruisers will take some damage. As you can see, the lasers are pointing at their cruisers. So cruisers are soaking damage. Their cruisers soaking out damage. But if those cruisers weren't there, if they just had destroyers and maybe I don't know battleships and corvettes, their destroyers would have been vaporized just instantly by our cruisers at long range. They just can't take that much beating. And yeah, so it's important to keep a nice mix, I think. Okay, I think we've lost two destroyers, tops. Right, so that is just like I said before. Battleships are always to get focused last, so they're pretty much they only have two battleships remaining. The rest of the fleet either died or they got into hyperspace and escaped. So just the battleships remain. And we're taking some losses mostly because they get a very high disparity bonus. You see that because we are 2 times stronger than them, Stellaris 2.0 introduced a new mechanic called the force disparity bonus. You can look at it. It's the second line from the bottom. It's called force disparity bonus 100%. This means they get 100% more fire rate since they are inferior in numbers. So they still managed to put some to give up to make to destroy some of our ships and send some to retreat because of this. So yeah, we still won regardless, and we can just look how this went out. So we lost two destroyers and one cruiser. And Proton launchers were the top damage dealers. Yeah, they let's see, their accuracy was 86, which is very good, and considering the enemy has a majority of their fleets as destroyers, and those proton launchers had no problem hitting them, since we basically constructed made our cruisers sniper cruisers, just stacked as much accuracy and tracking of them as possible. So yeah, they had no problem hitting even small targets like destroyers. Right, so the Dwarven fleet is been routed, and we will now um, capture this system. We then capture this starport, and hopefully we will then be able to repair Alpha Fleet and maybe even force it. The thing I don't like about this is it is currently bug. It says I need to pay 6k because I think it doesn't count my corvettes or something, but I should only just pay for a cruiser and a corvette. Yeah, aha, that's the problem. For some reason, this corvette got duplicated, so we can actually fix that. We can just remove it. Okay, so that fixed the issue, and I think we had a similar problem here at Gamma Fleet. Okay, no, but one of them had this issue. Yeah, there we go. Just got duplicated for some reason, so we need to remove it. Okay, perfect. Okay, so where's Beta? So Beta Fleet just. Oh, there we go. There's a planet here. There's a capital. I forgot about the capital for a moment. And I think this is the remnant of the fleet. This is the remnant of the fleet we just engaged. They have no hit points whatsoever, so we can catch them. If we can catch them before they reach the spaceport, this is going to be devastating. And since they use battleships, their fleets are moving very slow. So should be able to catch them right before they arrive at the spaceport. And they won't be able to repair, and they should be an immediate victory. Okay, so Battlefleet has commenced bombing on Koros, the dwarven capital, which is extremely fortified. Oh wow, that is some fortified city right there. So we're gonna have to do some heavy bombardment to clear all of this. They have two strongholds. Those are actually not strongholds, those are fortresses, upgraded strongholds. So it's gonna take some time to bring that capital down. Gonna need to make sure edicts are always up. Okay, and yeah, I think this is a good time to start constructing a second invasion army. Let's see what's our closest planet. Axis. Does Axis have any war factory? It doesn't, but I think this is a good time to build a war factory over there. So let's replace this engineering facility with a war factory so we can pump invading armies as close as possible to the front line. There's some lots of stuff here. Tachyon sensor, this is really nice. Those are the top tier sensors, so we can send sand ships to scavenge that later on. Okay, so we bombarded one of those fortresses. I really don't know if it's intended, but just it says a massive fortress complex with an expanded garrison heavily shielded against orbital bombardment, which just got annihilated. So I'm not sure how good it is against orbital bombardment, really. And with the fortresses gone, their army are just going to get devastated by the Armageddon bombardment. And there's another Take fleet. This is the second Woven fleet. Okay. And we need to respond to this. Okay, so where's our closest fleet? Alpha is there. Gamma is out of the question. Right, we're gonna have to send Alpha fleet. Repair them first and then send them to intercept the second Woven fleet. Wow, didn't see that coming. Okay. Okay, not too long now. Just fixing that armor. Okay, 8 points are done. Armor are done. Let's send them to intercept. Right, this shouldn't take too long. Again, we are faster than them because they use battleships and we don't. We should keep managing this planet. Right, so we have researchers. Let's get some more researchers over here. Okay, so this is going to be spare parts deposit. Evoke Federation Association. Okay. Yeah, those armies are just gonna get decimated. Yeah, the amount of destruction that Armageddon bombardment just inflicts is just insane. Just look at this. Pops are all those empty tiles previously had pops in them, and Armageddon bombardment just wipes them clean. Yeah, you can eventually just if you bombard them long enough, you can turn the planet into a tomb world and just eradicate all life from it. It's actually possible. you're really staying true to your fanatical purifier name. And we also war with the robots. This is very convenient because we can capture territories at the southern flank with Gamma Fleet. Yeah, I didn't even notice this. This is very, very good. So let's start moving in. Oh, that's a 5.2 K4. That's a heavy 40. That's a Star Fortress. I think it's a heavily fortified station, but shouldn't be a problem. Of course, it's pretty much in ruins, really. There's some rogue fleet. Okay. Let's see what's the Dwarven fleet. Okay, it's pulled back, I think. I don't know where it's going, but oh well. We will recapture our planet. Oh, we can build some stuff here. Let's get some anchorages and battlefield simulators. So this has been captured. Let's capture this little section over here. Alright, and okay, so this is it for this episode, and we're going to continue our war effort in the next one. So, see you on the next episode.